Hi everyone, my name is Catie Moritz, and I am the violinist with the Durward Ensemble. Today I'm interviewing one of our featured guest artists, Megan Ihnen, about her upcoming performance and recording session with the Durward Ensemble in August. Megan, thank you for being with us today.
Oh, it is my pleasure, Katie. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so to start off, would you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Sure. So I am a professional mezzo-soprano. I specialize in singing contemporary classical music, experimental music, kind of avant-garde performance type things. I just absolutely love the experience of live performance and getting to bring new works to life. So working with Durward Ensemble is one of my favorite things to do because I get to make music with other people and bring new compositions to life. So I grew up in Iowa. I am from Iowa originally, and I have kind of a musical and theatrical family. And that really led to my path of loving music and wanting to pursue this. I did, my undergrad in South Dakota and my master's at the Peabody Conservatory. And that point in Baltimore was very, very important to my career because I just deepened my love and understanding of what the quote unquote new music field could look like. And I just was passionate about it, obsessed with it. And that has also led to my other passions, my research areas in audience development and creative placemaking, which is really about kind of imbuing a sense of community identity through art making practices. And so you and I share those, that love of places and making art for community. And so that's me in a nutshell, I think.
Yeah, I love it. We do share so many things, including being from Iowa, which is also,
Yes.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
So,
New music happens everywhere.
yeah, it's great. Even in the
Hmm.
middle of like small rural Iowa, it can
Yes.
be anywhere, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So, I'd love to hear more about the piece that you'll be performing with us and recording with us.
Yeah. So Matthew Evan Taylor's "Make a Joyful Noise" is super exciting. I am so thrilled to have performed this before and then also to get this chance to do it again and record it because it's such a fun ride. It opens with this really, really expressive opening and just kind of pyrotechnic vocal quality of like when I first got this score. I like to say that I'm a mezzo soprano with a high extension. So as a mezzo, my sweet spot of singing is kind of like on the staff and just like a little bit above the treble clef
Sure.
staff, right?
Yeah.
And my as with someone who has kind of like a higher extension just means that I can like head up to some higher notes, right? Uh, so Matthew decided to take that quite literally, and like the piece opens with like seven high C sharps or something, and I'm just like,
Oh my.
so I looked at this and I wrote back to him and I was like, I'm sorry, what? Like, and so but the entire idea is just this opening up of sound and getting to do that together. One of the things that's so exciting about this piece and about getting to perform it multiple times is there are elements of improvisation. There are elements that change every single time you do it. So while Matthew's a very clear composer on the page, he gives you lots of information about X, Y, and Z things that are going to happen in the sound of the composition. He also gives you so much free range to just explore, and that means that in the rehearsal process, you get to try things out. You get to do things differently, and you're bringing in lots of different stylistic elements. So he definitely is a a genre polyglot. And so in his music, you can hear all these different influences, and that allows all of the performers playing to bring their influences and bring their polyglot side to the table. And I think that's just so much fun.
Yeah, that is. I'm really excited to, as I'm working on this piece and preparing it for when we perform and
Yeah.
record it. I'm having fun diving into all of the different little bits of it and waiting to, for that moment when I get to hear it all together and we get to
Yeah.
hear it with you, what that's going to be like, and then how it will be different than each time with all of these improvisatory elements. So
Right,
I'm
right, right.
really excited for that.
I do have to say, Katie, this is maybe my only piece where I use like a coach whistle, like that, like a gym coach like whistle.
Oh, that's so cool.
That might be, I mean, this is to be clear, composers, I'm not saying that like do more of that, but like I'm saying like but it is very cool. It's because as we were kind of talking about in this piece is it's improvisatory, but it also has some really cool intensity to it. And
Mhm.
so Matthew finds these ways to explore from very ethereal, like quiet dynamics to very front and center in your face, like intense dynamics. And that that can be a challenge at first because sometimes people hold back and they say, I don't know, I don't know, I don't want to push this on anybody. But then when you say, nope, this is a roller coaster of a piece and we're just going through the whole thing, then it just brings listeners in and they're like, it's amazing how far people want to go with you, even into intense sounds,
Mhm.
that if you commit to that and you know what you're wanting to do with the super quiet ethereal and the super intense sounds, that listeners are ready, they're ready to like dive in with you.
Yes, I've totally found that in my own performance, and I
Mm-hmm.
love that moment. It's so
Yeah.
great. So, now that you've shared about Joyful Noise with us, um, would you talk about working with Durward Ensemble a little bit?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I love I love the ethos of Durward Ensemble. It's lots there everybody involved brings their sense. It's 100% professional. Everybody's coming to the table with things that they have thought through. They're ready to rehearse. They're definitely there, but it's also very warm. Like this is such a warm group of people. And I'm partial to like that Iowa sense of like being. And so I'm going to, with my bias, attribute it to that. But at the same time, um, it feels like a welcoming place to try things out together, to
Mhm.
explore musically, because you know that you're bringing your best self. You know that you're bringing I've rehearsed this, I've practiced this, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to lay it down. And
Mhm.
then when you're in the rehearsal space together, it feels like you can be in the sandbox in a certain way because people are warm and um, kind, which is so great. Is that not every ensemble needs to be like militaristic about it to make sure that you are having a very high quality performance. You can
Mhm.
be very focused on high quality while having this sense of community that Durward has, and it's just really special.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to joining in on that experience because I am
Yeah.
new to the Durward Ensemble. So I've
Yes.
already experienced that feeling of kindness and welcoming, and I'm just really excited to see how that translates as we move into our rehearsals and our performance and our recording in early
Yeah.
August.
Well, and I love the way that you all collaborate in the thinking about what you want to do, right? You're thinking collectively
Mhm.
about what are we putting out into the world musically? How are we supporting our ensemble, but also the larger ecosystem that we're in? And that is something that just takes that care about people and about the music and making sure that you're part of this this whole field that we think of.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. Well, thank you so much, Megan,
Yeah.
for joining us today. For everyone watching, if you would like more information on Megan or Durward, or if you'd like to contribute to our organization, please visit our website at www.durwardmusic.com. And to find out more about Megan, you can visit her website at meganihnen.com.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yay.